Hello, my wellness travelers. This is Dragonwolf, and I am here for your new moon solar eclipse reading. It's in Virgo, and I already pulled a few cards, and what I'm seeing is kind of a continuation of the full moon lunar eclipse that we've already looked at. And so there's a continuation of things still coming to the surface, but now that some things have come to the surface, you are now needing to act on them. You're now needing to work towards moving forward with this energy. So we have the Page of Pentacles, and this really kind of sat with me. It was telling me, yes, it's a new beginning in your material realm, financial matters, all of that. And that's a continuation from last reading, but there's something different here. And what I'm feeling is someone who is innocent. And this would be you. You are the one, and I'm not saying that you haven't done some things. Okay, none of us are 100% pure. That we wouldn't be here if we were. We would not be working through trials and tribulations. We would not be making mistakes and then having to learn from them and do better and fix them, heal, and all of that. So I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, in this particular situation, you are the one who is being perpetrated against. You are the one who is discovering that which is in your space. And as we had previously talked about with the other, was the Lovers. And I had pulled out Tarot and Oracle, and I've got the Lovers in both, which means that this is in connection with somebody that is in your space that you care about. It can be a possession. If it's a possession, if it is in that kind of space, then you are too, I don't want to say in love with, but your strong emotions from you care about this object or these possessions way too much. And this is what we were talking about previously, is way too much. And the majority of you, this is an actual person. And the person, even if it's not someone that you have a romantic intimacy with, it can be somebody in your space that you care about, and they mattered or do matter a great deal, and into a place of too much. So, but what we're talking about here is you started seeing some things were starting to come up for the full moon lunar, and lunar eclipses always are bringing things up to the surface. So now we are looking at it intensifying with the solar eclipse. So now we're needing to be active. It is also a new moon, so we are now also needing to plant seeds. So this is, everything is bubbling up. You're seeing it. You may not have seen everything. Everything may not have come into full clarity yet, but you are aware and you know you have to start doing something. So therefore, you are now seeing things, and what you're starting to see and what is not feeling like the energy that I'm feeling. Like I'm feeling this heaviness in my gut, and I'm getting the shadow card, and this is for the Oracle. And the shadow is, it's not just darkness, it's not just treachery, it's not just evil deeds, it's not just somebody lying and being deceitful, but it's also our dark, our shadow, our places of pain, our places of fear, our places of doubt that we don't always want to look at, or we know is there and we want to ignore, or we minimize, we justify. And so this is actually talking about both things. This is talking about, this issue with this person, or as we had mentioned, some of you, possession. And it could be an animal. So love could be an animal. It is tapping into your doubts, your fears, and your wounds. Whomever this person is, or the possession, or the animal, it's tapping into that. It is hitting that wound place. You have been operating from a wounded place. So you have behaviors that you have been following with this individual or possession from a place of wounding. And last time we talked about balance, and we need to get balanced. And we have the temperance, and temperance is about balance, it's about patience, moderation. So we need to cool our jets. We need to get into alignment. We need to stop obsessing, putting way too much energy, putting ourselves last, or harming ourselves in some form to keep this relationship, to continue to nurture it to the level that we are, to possess whatever the object might be, if it is an object that is in reference here. You're out of alignment. Now, you're now seeing what you're out of alignment about, and this is a full moving trajectory. So what was happening at the lunar eclipse is still moving, okay? It's still moving. We are still in that place, and now the solar is intensifying it. So action. It's time for action. So at this point, you want to go into your sanctuary. You need to have some time to reflect. You need to have some time to relax. You need to have some time to really get real with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Be patient with yourself as well. And it's a time for a new beginning. So what you're doing in your sanctuary is a new beginning. What you're doing in your sanctuary is you're retreating. You need time alone. Now, however you're going to obtain that time alone is up to you. There's no set way to do so. And if that time alone is just a few hours, if it's a day, if it's a week, whatever you need to assess what is going on. Because this is about, the divine is putting this into your space. Anytime in eclipse energy, it's always divine spirit bringing everything up. Whatever you believe in, the universe, God, Jesus, another entity that you pray to, just a larger all, whatever it is, that is who is generating movement in the eclipse energy every time. It is, and it's also in alignment with your spirit. So this is also, I'm feeling very much about cause and effect. So we can use the concept of karma there, where whatever you've been sending out has been coming back to you. And what has been coming back to you is it's actually been harming you because you're giving out way too much. And so what's coming back to you is the reflection of what you've been giving out way too much, what you've been compromising, what you've been saying, oh, it's fine, it's okay, but I love this person, or I love this animal, or I love this possession, but it's okay, I'm all right, I have enough time, I have enough energy, I have enough finances, they're more important than me. Well, if I don't nurture this to this level, then it's going to go away. If I don't continue to say yes, then they're going to leave me, or it's going to harm me. And this can also be in the workplace, in a school setting, education setting as well, that it's a teacher or a coworker or something such as that, where you're giving way too much, you're overdoing, you're compensating maybe for their lack, you are saying yes when you should say no, where you're not setting enough boundaries, where you're not standing up for yourself, where maybe you need to go to a higher authority and report them if they're doing something, but you've been letting it slide. Whatever it is, now's the time. Decisions need to be made. If you have not acted on any of this yet, in your sanctuary time, decisions need to be made for the next plan. And let's look at what that is. Let's look at what the next plan is. And while I'm doing that, you can see that I don't have my usual space because I've been moving. And so I don't have everything set up. So hopefully the next time that I record, we'll have everything set up. But let's see what our plan of action is for this, what we need to do moving forward to be dealing while we're in our sanctuary and the plans that need to be made. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so the first card that came out was the Star card. So this is you getting in touch with your spirit. This is you connecting with hope, faith. This is connecting with your higher self, as we had talked about in the first reading about the lunar eclipse, that you needed to see everything from a higher perspective. And that's still the case. But now that you've seen, or you've been trying to see everything from that perspective, you need to bring it down just a little bit to align with your physical space, because now it's now action time. And in your retreat time, which you need to also rest, okay? You need to rest, and this is also retreat as well, but you need to rest, meaning that whatever excessive energy you've been pouring out, because that is part of this, you need to stop. You need to dial it back. You need to take your energy back. So if you're too open, because we all emit energy and we all receive energy, that's what we are. We are energetic beings. If you are too open, even if you think that you're putting up shields, even if you're praying to put up shields, even if you're meditating and you're seeing this white light of protection around you and all of that, if you are too dialed into somebody or something, there's still that connection, and it's tapping you, and you're giving out too much of yourself. So think about that. Remember that when you're trying to figure out, why am I so tired? Why? I mean, I'm just been sitting around, or I've just been going to work, or I've just been going to school. I'm not doing anything different. You're tapping in way too much. You're dialing in way too much. You're allowing way too much, which means that if somebody is unhealthy in your space, you're caring too much, you're giving too much. And it can also be how you think about it, because if you're spending time thinking, mulling things over, worrying about other people, you're omitting energy into that. And you're also, and this, you may or may not realize this, but when you think about other people, you're connecting with them. You are connecting with them. It's not necessarily on a very high level of vibration, but you're still connecting with them because you're thinking about them. We are all connected. All of our energy is constantly flowing back and forth, and we are connected, all of us. So therefore, if you're thinking about people, you're connecting with them. You are giving energy to them. If you are concerned about how someone is treating you, or bad things are going on, or things don't seem right, and you're analyzing and mulling it over, you are pouring energy into that. It doesn't mean it's not good energy to spend if you need to resolve something, but it should not be a never-ending thing. It should always have a beginning of, there's an issue or something I'm concerned about. You think about it, you go through what you need to go through, and then there has to be an end, whatever that end is. If it never ends, then you're constantly throwing your energy away at this, and there's no resolution, which means it's draining you. So look at that in your life if that is indeed part of what is going on, because I'm getting very strongly you need to pull your energy back. You're giving out way too much, and that's part of what this sanctuary retreat time is. And this is talking about deception, and we'd already gotten shadow in the other oracle deck. So here we've got shadow again, but this is, I'm feeling very strongly that you need to stop lying to yourself. And what I mean by that is that the justifications, this is coming from the wounded place of you, which has allowed you to enter into this imbalance. You need to be honest with yourself. You need to say, you know what? This is tapped into this wound that I have. I'm doing this because of, I am harming myself because I'm afraid to lose this person. Or it makes me look bad because I'm not giving enough. This is coming from, a childhood issue or problem or wound. In my space, my boss is trying to make me feel like I'm not a competent worker, even though I know I am. And that's tapping into some kind of lack of value or worth in you. This is a time, again, okay, we're getting into our spirit during this sanctuary time, We're making decisions, and part of that is being honest with yourself. Stop deceiving yourself. Know what's happening. If your spirit, if your gut is saying, your instinct is saying, I know I didn't do anything wrong, but the other person is trying to tell you you did, don't buy into it if you know that you know that you know you didn't. If you did do something a little bit not right, okay, learn from it. But maybe it's not to the full-blown drama that the other person did, created. So maybe, okay, I forgot to put a cross on my T. Well, they're acting like I did the entire paper wrong type of thing, but it's just this one T that didn't get crossed. So accept what fault you may have had, if you did have any. Understand that whomever might be coming at you is in your space, that this is about, because this is about something in your space. It's a person, it's an animal, it's a possession. It's going to be in one of those realms. And this is what it's centered on, that you are imbalanced about, that we've talked about previously, that stuff has been coming up about. So action now needs to be taken, and that action is about you going into your sanctuary, is about you getting real, you pulling your energy back and being honest. Now, once you have had that time and the honesty is happening, the truth is happening, what is the next step? Okay. Interesting. So we're getting the Temperance. Interesting, because we were already talking about being in the temper. Wow, I can't even say that word. So, okay, the fact that I'm having a hard time saying temperance, and this is the temptress, then that means that that's a stumbling block. That is not an accident of me not being able to say that word, or temptress, or anything, because it means that that's a stumbling block. That means that you have a tendency to tell yourself, yeah, I know, but, well, I've done this little bit of work and I've said this little thing, or I've made this little boundary, but you haven't gone far enough. There's a stumbling block in you getting balance. There's a stumbling block in you having patience. There's a stumbling block with you letting this go. This is part of the honesty part. Sometimes we don't want to let go of our patterns because we're comfortable. We don't want to let go. We don't want to see the full truth. Maybe we'll allow ourselves to see just a little bit, but not the whole thing. So that is part of this. When you are getting in your sanctuary, when you're getting honest with yourself, you better be looking at, I have a tendency to do this. I have a tendency to also not be fully real with myself in this area. And I feel like there's one more card that needs to be said, and I feel like that's the message, because this is very important, and you really need to be doing this. What is the final card for this reading? Oh, hold on. Actually, I feel like there's going to be two. All right. So we have the Waymaker, and we get, again, the Watcher. So again, this is a brand new path for you. Again, a new beginning. Okay, the Fool card, new beginning. This is a brand new path for you because this is you leveling up. This is you putting boundaries with whomever this is, and with whatever possession it might be, if it applies to that. And also with yourself. Stop doing the same behaviors. Stop being okay with those same behaviors. And the only way to really do that is to see yourself from the highest perspective and really know who you are. I mean, yes, we're all spiritual beings and we're all here to learn and grow and continue to rise to a higher self. But if you're lying to yourself about who you are and your behaviors, sorry, the apartment noise. With my move, I'm near people in situations that can be a little noisy in the hallway, so I apologize for that. But the Temptress, okay, we don't want to fully let go. We'll do a little bit, but we're not going to fully let it go. No, you need to fully let it go. And that's where, and it's interesting because the door is creaking that I'm hearing. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it. The door is creaking. So it's almost like creaking open a door in you. It hasn't been oiled enough. It's not used very much. That's why it's creaking. It's because you actually have to pry this open and peer inside, like it's like a scary thing to look at, because you're not ready to see the full truth of what you have allowed into your life because of this wound and issues, and what you do in your life because of this wound and issues. You've looked at some of it, you've allowed some of it, but you still want to keep some of this bad behavior that's unhealthy for you because you're afraid of who are you going to be without it? Who are you? So this is the message. This is a continuation of the full moon lunar eclipse. I will put that at the end so that if you haven't seen it, you can, because it seems like this is kind of like a part 2, or review it again if you've already seen it, because it does go, it's like that's the beginning and then this is the next step. And I thank you, and I know you can do this. This is about growth. It's about healing. It's about love. And I love you, and I'm with you because I'm doing it too. I got my own things that this all is speaking to. So this is Dragonwolf. Please subscribe, hit the like button, hit notifications, follow me on Instagram, and check out my website at kathysshannondesign.com. And there, if you'd like to get a personal reading, please, you can go ahead and sign up there and check out my artwork. Obviously, my artwork's not behind me this time, and I don't know if I'll have the same images that you may have seen in the past, but we'll see what happens. Until next time.